Welcome to the show.
This is The Adults Are Talking, and today we are continuing our discussion on the Iran-Israel conflict. War. And something that's been coming up a lot, actually, is in these discussions that I've been seeing is the claim that modern Israel is not the same as biblical Israel. And so the U.S. shouldn't really be concerned with supporting Israel because modern Israel is not the same as biblical Israel. And so we shouldn't be worried about supporting it the way the Bible says we should support it, which is a really crazy claim.
Yeah, because first of all, Genesis 12:13 says, I will bless those who bless you, but I will curse anyone who curses you, and by you all the families of the earth will be blessed. Okay, that's like a forever thing. That's not just in biblical times. Right? And the nation of Israel is all Jewish people. It's not just Israel, it's all the Jews. Okay? That's what he means by that.
Yeah, and it's true. Modern Israel does not look like ancient Israel. It is a shell of its former self. It has not fully realized its former potential. But what country or nation looks like it did 6,000 years ago or whatever?
Right.
You know, except maybe China and Afghanistan still look the same as they did. But I mean, to use that as an excuse to delegitimize Israel, for me, is really close to what Palestinians say about Israel, which is they're occupiers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a legitimate claim to the land. And I know for some, it's just about being ignorant.
Yeah.
But for others, it is more dubious. It is part of their belief system. And I know this isn't true for all Christians, but there are aspects of Christianity that believe that they are the new Israel and that there is no longer a legitimate Jerusalem. There is only a spiritual promised land. And that's simply not true.
Well, then you're saying that God lies, because that's a promise, that Genesis quote and other things as well that pertain to that. Those are promises. Promises are not made to be broken by God. This is what he says. You got to take it as the word. So, and real quick, we're supposed to be a Christian nation, as in Judeo-Christian nation, because we're a nation under God. We say that in our Pledge of Allegiance. So we have a moral obligation to allies. You know, and the nation of Israel, you know, is Jewish people, and the bigger picture of this, the broader scope of this, is they were slaughtered. Okay, forget about the government for a second. Set that aside. People were slaughtered and are still being attacked. People in Canada, United States, Jews are being attacked. So are Christians, by the way. And so, especially in parts of Africa. But to sit there and do nothing, you're just going to get cursed. I mean, come on. So the U.S. helping is only going to bless us. The other administration didn't do anything really much.
Right.
And I believe that our nation was cursed during that time. We had a lot of problems.
And so, you know, this claim about modern Israel not being the same as biblical Israel, on its face, Israel does not look like it did, but that doesn't mean it's no longer the Israel that God considers the apple of his eye.
Correct.
And I know a lot of people think that, well, you know, so now we're going to go fight Israel's wars. I mean, the fact that they think that this is a war for Israel, that this is Israel's war, that Iran is not an enemy to the whole world. Its proxies, the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, you know, are not wreaking havoc in all parts of the world, disrupting markets, disrupting distribution lines, the pirates attacking ships. I mean, for this kind of a country, I mean, Trump just said it today. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon because I know they will use it.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. And so when people ignore that obvious fact
Mm-hmm.
and say that we can't go and die for Israel, we're not going to go and fight Israel's war.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they make Israel the center focus of this just goes to show that they have some sort of bias
Mm-hmm.
or something towards Israel, because this is clearly not Israel's war.
Which isn't a modern problem. This has
Right.
always been a problem since
Right.
biblical times. This is, the more things change, the more things stay the same. It's the same garbage thing, It's the same.
So we just have to be aware. We're not trying to bash anyone's religion, but we do have to make ourselves aware that there are elements within not just Christianity, other, even within Judaism, that elements of ideas or beliefs that are just moving away from God's promises and what God had intended. And this belief that modern Israel is not the same as ancient Israel, and so we shouldn't support it, is just a ludicrous claim that I believe is based on anti-Semitic being the worst case, or
Yeah.
just plain ignorance, best case scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of ignorance out there. And that's too bad. And you'd think with all the information out there, people could be able to siphon through what's true and what's not. And maybe they will. Maybe people will hear this and understand or
Yeah.
do a deeper dive on the issues.
Yeah.